everyone. Welcome to Chaos and Order, Art by Susan Holt. That is me. Today is April 4th, 2026, and I haven't been on here live for a while, so I thought I would pop on today because I can actually speak pretty well now after my dental procedure, oral surgery that I had a few weeks back. So, as you know, I have an art fair coming up, and I wanted to make some beaded jewelry, beaded necklaces for my little pendants that I do. So today I am just in the final stages of getting that one that I just showed you prepped to be strung on this little string. I use jewelry wire, so don't panic. Anyhow, get some of this other stuff set up, and then we will get the camera pointed down at my work table. For those of you who are watching live with me, hello, welcome. Thank you for watching live. For those of you watching in replay, thank you for watching. If you push the little thumbs up button or little hearts button, any of the good buttons down at the bottom while this thing goes on today, I appreciate that. Even more, I appreciate your comments and your questions down in the comment section. That means more people will see this, and I want everybody to see what I'm doing, see what I'm up to. If you are watching YouTube, please like and subscribe, comments, questions, all the good stuff. Okay, so let's get started on today's little project. I'm going to point the camera down at my workstation. Get it all moved around. That's pretty good. All right, so we see my pendant right here, closest to me. I'm going to change out my glasses for my larger powered glasses because I am at that stage in my life where I need higher powered glasses sometimes to see the little holes and the little beads. Okay, put those up. So here's my bead selection for today. It's gonna go with this pendant. I'm not sure I'm going to use all of the beads in here or not. These are just the ones that at first blush really go well with the colors in this pendant. So let's get started. Oh, and I have my gold findings over here. I've got my crimp beads, I've got my clasps, all that kind of good stuff sitting off to the side over here, and I've got my my gold colored fill beads in easy reachable distance from my table. So these are not the only beads going into this puppy today. Yeah. All right, so like I said previously, I'm gonna lay these out kind of where I want them. And I want, since this is a small pendant, I'm looking to make the necklace about 20-ish inches, and that will hold the pendant kind of up closer above the girls, below the neck. And it will also hang better and look better on a petite person, as well as someone who's a little more broad up here, because, you know, people are built different. Everybody has a different shape. So, trying to find a bead that is big enough so it doesn't go through or get stuck in the bail, but isn't super, well, okay. Guess we're gonna have to go with the biggerish ones. That's okay. That is okay. It is, it is. Then we can go with the smaller beads on our way out. I've placed my larger beads where I think they're gonna go. And as I've explained in previous live videos, I put the larger beads in first because I want to make sure I have enough room for them. If I run out of room, it just looks weird. I'm not trying to make this look weird. I'm trying to make this look really pretty. Okay, what am I doing? Yeah, let's move you out to the right place so I get an accurate measurement. As you can see, these are the starting point, 1 inch out, 2 inches out, 3 inches out, 4 inches out. These little boards like this are fantastic for doing beadwork, for necklaces, for bracelets, that kind of thing. So going to need, well, hold on. Now it's just a matter of kind of playing with where everything's gonna go. I think these little pink beads that are in here are too bright. They go really well with that pink, but green is our main color in this pendant. So I think I'm going to focus more on the green. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to grab 2 more of these. I'll be right back. My beads are just over here on the other side. And of course, they're all the way on the bottom. brought over my little glass beads as well. So I can pick a green that will go with this. I think that's too blue. That's a little too dark. Maybe. That is not going to work. And that's okay. That is okay. All right. Pearls. All right. I think these need to go here as well. Yeah. Ooh, I like that better. Might do 2 more up there. Making jewelry, it's not a science. It's more like an art. So, if I don't pull enough beads out, I just go get a couple more beads. All right. Now we just start filling everything in. So that it looks like a necklace. Yeah. This is not rocket science, but it does take some brain power. These are tiny little super sparkly beads. That will really give some attention to these green beads. Not that this color scheme doesn't already have enough attention. Okay, so I'm going to start moving these back together and see how much more room I need to fill in. And I can already tell that I need to fill in a little bit more. These are not the right beads. Okay. Sometimes it's just a matter of adding a few more little beads in specific places. To make it all come together. There we go. That is going to go there between those two. And do you see how the beads kind of have this ebb and flow to them? Bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller. That's what gives it a sense of movement and visual interest. And that's important in a lot of art, pretty much all art, and of course in jewelry as well. Okay. Yes. And I like this little row here of the gold beads because it will really frame this pendant. So I think that'll be good. Yes, I think that'll be good because then the rest of the necklace is a supporting player to this beautiful little resin and painted pendant. So yes, that's what we're gonna do. That is what we're gonna do. Where do you go? Right there. Okay. Close my bead containers. And yeah. Take a sip of water. And then we will get this strung on the wire. This little thing is fantastic. If you are a beater of any kind, you just pinch it open like this, and then you stick the end of the string in there. And what it does is holds onto the end of the string for you so you don't lose any beads. It is magic and engineering, and I love it. You can get them at pretty much any craft store, pretty much. And if you can't find them at a craft store, you can get them online. So I am just going to start threading these beads on here. I've already got them laid out how I want them. It's kind of the hard part, honestly, for me. And then this part is just Zen, relaxation, chat with you guys time. Because I already have the layout. That's the thinking part. And I'm showing you how I bead things. This is exactly the same way I bead the beaded spider bracelets that I've been doing. But those take a really long time. I usually do them in a couple of different sittings. I will do one beading session for the body, and then the body and the legs, and then I'll do another beading session for the for all of the findings and everything that holds it together. And they take a long time to do. There's, instead of one necklace, there's 8 legs, and it's kind of like doing 8 children's sized, like little tiny children sized bracelets. Little half bracelets, 8 little half bracelets that all need their crimp beads and all the other stuff to secure them. On top of the body. And then there's the kind of the struts that hold the bracelet together on the ends. And then there's the chain and the clasp. So those take a lot of work. So that's why I'm not showing you one of those today. Just, they're a lot. They're extra. They are extra. But I do like making them. I do enjoy them. If I didn't enjoy making them, I would tell you. I do have to have some good brain power, so I have to lay out the beads, go get the beads, lay out the beads. So maybe I do it in 3 sessions, because sometimes I pull beads from my stash. I'm not quite sure about them. Or like today, I just didn't pull enough of 1 or 2 specific beads, so I had to go back and do it again. Get a couple more. So that's all part of the process. All of the things, the spiders, the necklaces, all that kind of stuff that I have been beading lately, and selling quite a bit of it, which is fantastic. So thank you for your support to those who have purchased already. But some of these will be going to the Arizona Artists Guild Art Fair, which is in June. It is inside. It is air conditioned. Yay. Because I don't want to do an outside art fair in June in Phoenix. Just not on my wish list. So it doesn't matter if it rains, doesn't matter if it's too hot, any hot. We will be inside a lovely temperature controlled environment. So I invite you to come to the art fair at the Arizona Artists Guild. I've been posting about it on my Chaos and Order Art by Susan Holt Facebook group, on my Facebook page, Instagram, Blue Sky, LinkedIn, all of my professional stuff. I've even been just posting it on my chat, Facebook chat stuff with my friends. So the information is out there. And if you are not on social media with me, the Arizona Artists Guild website, if you just Google Arizona Artists Guild, I think it's arizonaartistsguild.net. And it's artists, ARTISTS, plural. So all the information is on there as well. And if you are a local artist, our call to art for that is still open until the 30th of this month, till April 30th. So if you want to put in for it, there's no fee to apply, but there is a fee for your table. We're doing 6-foot tables, 1 per artist. So I'm gonna have some stuff under the table in a stash. If I sell a bunch from the top of the table, I will have more to put out. Or if somebody sees something and they like a different color, we'll pull out one of those for them. I will not only have jewelry and beaded spiders, I will also have a bunch of drawings and paintings and some coasters and some other things as well. Most of the items I'm taking are going to be in the 25 to 150-ish range. And I will bring one larger piece that will be much more expensive. So most of the things I'm bringing are going to be affordable to most people, I think. So if you enjoy my art, oh, and I have these little post earrings that I make. They're $20 a pair. So if you want to help an artist out or shop locally for art and ceramics, jewelry, all this kind of good stuff, then come on out. And we're having it for 2 days, so it's going to be June 6th and 7th, and it's going to be open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. both days. So yeah. I coordinated the art fair last fall at Arizona Artists Guild, and it was really a wonderful day. So we're doing it again. That is a little bit tight on my neck, and I don't have the biggest neck, so just gonna add a few little beads, a few little gold beads to the ends, each end. Make it a little bit, it's not that size bead, that is not that size bead. Make it a little bit longer. So I'm putting about an inch on each side. Just make it just a couple inches longer so it falls on the body where I want it to fall. Doing this before I do the crimp beads so that I can make sure it sits where I want it to sit. Oh, there we go. So that's about where it's gonna go, which is perfect for a necklace of this size. For a pendant of this size. And this is just a little board that I taped some stretch velvet to. I had a piece of scrap velvet, and I needed something to put the beaded spiders on as I worked on them. And this just happens to work the best. So I have my lobster claw. I'm going to put a smaller lobster claw on that. Just a smaller necklace. So it gets a smaller lobster claw. We need a couple of jump rings. I'm pulling out 3 jump rings because I'm going to use one as the attachment point for the clasp, because somehow I have gold clasps but not these little end dongles for necklaces in gold. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't have those. I did inherit some of this stuff from friends and family. So these are my crimp beads. Let's start on this end. I'm going to make sure first that my jump ring that I put on here is closed the way I want it to be closed. For that side. All right. Now comes the part, if you are having an arthritis flare-up, that is not fun. You have to take the teeny tiny bead, put it on the teeny tiny wire. You have to put your jump ring on. And then you don't go back through the jump ring, but you do go back through the crimp bead. And this is this is the easier end to do this on. And I always make sure that the jump ring kind of moves around nicely on its own smoothly. And then this is a crimping tool, and it's got 2 little notches on it. This one has the crimp part and this one has the finish part. So you take your crimp bead and you put it in the first hole that has the little dip in it, and then you get that, and then you put it in the second little divot, and squeeze that together, and it makes a very tight, cohesive crimp. And with this part, I'm just going to thread it back through some of these. Some of these beads. Since it's still a little long, then I'm going to snip off the wire, fling it across my table. I'll just thread that one on. And once I get those threaded on, I'll pick up my necklace and make sure it goes all the way to the end snugly. And when you do this other side, you're not going to make it tight, but because you don't want to put that kind of pressure on your bead wire, because it can snap if it's strung too tight and it's too firm using this kind of wire. Okay, I don't need this one, but I do need this one. And I know myself, so I'm just going to put this on in case I accidentally grab that wire doing something. Don't want my beads to go flying. Put that on there. Okay. Make sure that's lined up nicely. And when you're working with a jump ring, say my fingers here are a really big jump ring, you never want to open it this way, because that will take the spring out of it that keeps it closed, keeps it held together. You want to open them this way. And I know that seems really weird, but that is the way they keep their shape as a circle or as an oval. So either way your hands work, and then you just twist your pliers this way or that way. But you want to make sure that you don't lose that circular shape of your jump ring, because that's what gives it its sturdiness and its stability. And as you can see, I have plenty of wire that was on both ends of the necklace, because if you leave yourself a half an inch to an inch of wire, sometimes even a couple of inches of wire, it is really much more difficult as you age to turn that wire in on itself and get it tucked into these beads. Okay, the jump ring with the lobster claw on it. And I can change these out for magnetic ones, magnetic clasps. On this side, I don't have as much leeway as I did on the other side to kind of let the beads roam freely. So I want to make sure that everything is pulled taut but not tight. And then I go back through the crimp bead, back through as many of these other little beads that want to be gone through. There we go. And then this will come out. I'll pull this. And then you kind of get to a point where you have to let the beads kind of do their own thing. So I take my little cone-shaped pliers. That's not the right end. And I just pull that through, make sure everything is where I want it to be, as taut as I want it to be. And then get a crimp this side. And I want to be very careful that I don't accidentally grab the bead next to the crimp bead, because especially if it's a glass bead, it will explode. It'll go all over my studio, and I don't want that. Okay. There's that. Now I gotta snip this end, and I just grab the end and I put my pliers as close to the next bead as possible without cutting the other wire that's already in there. And these beads are nice. I can still see there's like a little tail hanging out, but if I just shift it, it pops right into this next bead and hides it so it doesn't scratch the skin of the person who potentially purchases this pendant, this necklace. I think I did this for lefty. This is left-handed, but that is okay. Because I used 2 of these jump rings, I can very easily take this lobster claw off. Close this jump ring back up. And open this jump ring. Find the edges. Then pop the lobster claw on this jump ring. Close it back up. And now it is ready for a right-handed person, like me. There we go. And I can just put that latch on, and there we have it. Very striking, springy necklace with a one-of-a-kind art piece pendant. And I'm all ready for the summer show. Ta-da! Turn the camera up. Ooh, sideways. There we go. So I think that's going to be it for me today. I want to thank you all for joining me so very much today. Watching me do a little bit of beading and getting ready for the art fair at Arizona Artists Guild. If you absolutely love this pendant and necklace combination and you can't get to the art show, just let me know and we can work out shipping and all that kind of good stuff. Other than that, hopefully this Wednesday I will be back live. We had kind of an emergency situation with a friend. Everything is fine this past Wednesday, so I couldn't do the live then, but next week should be fine. So I wanted to do a makeup live for you today. But that's going to be it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend and an artful first part of the week next week. And I will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.